Fornicados Maximus, El Fornicador, the Fornicator. To you and I, it's Paolo, or maybe Pablo Fornals, the man with many, many names. But to us, he's really our attacking midfielder who plays on the left wing. We come to the end of this series now. Thank God, you're all saying, because we've almost covered all the players, and the ones that are left, there's really not an awful lot to say about. It's not particularly controversial, for instance, to say that Pablo Fornals isn't a left winger and should be playing centrally, which is really the crux of all this. But we've discussed it so many times before. And it's really about David Moyes giving him a chance to play centrally. Because I'm pretty sure David Moyes knows that he's not a winger. And when Moyes came in, he didn't seem to initially want to play him. But as we've discussed before, the don't run, don't play mantra started to come into it. And I think when he certainly came and he looked at Lanzini and thought, this is my guy, I've seen him before, I've worked with him before, I worked with Arnautovic. Who is this imposter? Who is this fornicator? And I would imagine bit by bit, day by day in training, he probably, I mean, just through endeavour, he probably put himself more on David Moyes' radar. That coupled with Lanzini not being the player that he was when David Moyes left has probably enabled him to get into the team. And also, if you remember, Moyes, when he first came in, wanted to put Felipe Anderson straight in the team. So there's a number of factors which I think resulted in Fornals getting his go. Once he did, the rest, we know he covered tons of ground and just basically became a workhorse. But Fornals is far more than a workhorse. And I think he deserves the opportunity to show that. There's lots of rumours about who's coming in and what positions we're looking to bring in and to improve and move forward next season. I'm 100% sure that Pablo Fornals is a part of the West Ham future, which is really what these videos are about. Is Fornals going to be involved next season at West Ham? Yes, absolutely. Will they sell him? Not unless an offer comes in that's really, really tempting. I don't know if you noticed recently there was some article about that Moyes has a number of players who are untouchable. I think it was Antonio, Fabianski, Ogbonna, Souček, Rice and Bowen. Fornals wasn't on the list. So if a good deal came in, if a good price came in, would West Ham look to sell him? Would David Moyes offload him? Yes, I think he would. But actually, if you were to make a list of players that David Moyes wants to get out the door quick, he won't also be on that list. So I think he deserves his chance. I think he'll get his chance. He will feature next season. I want him to stay. You guys probably want him to stay. David Moyes, ideally, would probably want him to stay. But that's not really... Well, it is the question in the videos, but that's not really the pressing one here. It's a case of... Does David Moyes trust him enough to play him centrally? I mean, he should do. He knows he's going to get a shift. He knows he's going to get a stint. I think he's shown with his quality and with his passing, with his technique, that he has the ability to play there. Can Fornals open up a defence? Yes. I actually think, not so much post-lockdown where he really did feel that he was stuck in a position. I understand the reasoning why. But I think there's other times when he's shown in his West Ham career that he is able to ghost into the box. He's able to find space, and I think he's somebody that will get goals. He's certainly shown that he can get assists. And as I've discussed before, if we're looking at a number of positions, I just don't think attacking midfield necessarily needs to be one of them, because we've got lots of players there, and in Fornals I think we have somebody that's pretty good. World class? No, but pretty damn good. We've also got to highlight the fact that he has a real lack of pace. I mean, he is slow. He is. And that doesn't benefit him being out there on the wing, because when players are slow, they tend to rely on other attributes. Number one being technique. Number two, their intelligence or their ability to drift into space. There's not an awful lot of space when you're stuck out on the wing. Well, there's no space to his left. If Pablo Fornals is facing, basically looking to go down the pitch and look to attack, there's no space that side. It's just a touchline. There's no fans, some drink bottles, some people warming up. But there's no space for him to drift into. It's all in that direction. And I just think you are probably limiting something that he's very good at, which is drifting. Sneaking, many might say, and finding those little pockets where he can operate. So how does David Moyes view him? Does David Moyes view him as, and this is the pivotal one, somebody that can play in that role that Mark Noble seemed to occupy at the end of last season? Or does he see somebody as the guy that puts in a shift as a left winger? Now, I think Moyes knows he's not a left winger, And he's really there to protect the fact that we don't have an adequate left winger. Is he there to put in a shift because he can protect Cresswell, who's been a bit suspect towards the, well, I don't know, the last little while of his West Ham career, certainly. Is he there to protect Masuaku if he plays there? Yes. I think that we don't have enough faith. David Moyes doesn't have enough faith in the left-back position to play somebody in front that's not a workhorse. You look at Bowen, for instance, on the other wing. It's absolutely sure that Bowen is going to work back. And you know, that really gives the right back an awful lot of a helping hand. And I think Moyes wants the same on the left. But going forward, if he buys a winger, is he going to need Fornals to play then? If he buys a fullback, is he going to need Fornals to play there? I think not. So I think really the only question is, when all's said and done, is Pablo Fornals our attacking midfielder next season, or is he someone that's going to be almost our reserve left winger? And I think if he does play in that position, I think that's awfully harsh. I've spent a lot of time on this channel talking about Felipe Anderson's transfer fee and Sebastian Haller's transfer fee, but 20 odd million, I think it was 23, 24 million Fornals. That's not an insignificant amount for West Ham to pay. I mean, it wasn't so long ago that we were moaning about Andre Ayew. Well, I say not, it doesn't seem that long ago. Who was 20 million quid. And funny enough, another player who we consistently didn't really find a best position for. And we've got to stop doing this. We've got to stop bringing players in and not knowing where to play them. Because it doesn't give... Sorry, you have to excuse me. I think that's my own silly fault there. I've been called into me dinner, haven't I? I've been called into me lunch. That's our own fault for not having a structure, for not having the ability to look at a sustained project over a long period of time and think, well, there's our left back, there's our left winger, there's our attacking midfielder, and so on and so forth. So we constantly find ourselves trying to shoehorn players into different positions. It's not good. It's not good for us. It's not good for the players. It's not good for someone like Pablo Fornals. So, in summary, what do I want to happen with Pablo Fornals? I want him to stay, but I must insist, like I have any say in the matter at all. I must insist that Moyes, Davy McMoist, gives Fornals a run at attacking midfield. And this is not someone like I said about Ajeti. I asked a question yesterday. Would you be prepared, people saying Ajeti hasn't had a chance, Silva hasn't had a chance, would you be prepared to start them next season for 5 games and say, that berth is yours, here's your chance? I think the answer is no. Most people, no. But we're not dealing with that here with Fornals. We're really not. When we're saying give this guy a chance, we're really offering a chance to somebody who I think is more than capable. We're offering a chance to somebody that is Premier League quality. And unlike Ajeti and unlike Silva, playing Fornals at attacking midfield is the right thing to do. But more importantly, we might benefit from it and it carries no risk whatsoever. I say keep him and play him.